Testing, testing, can you hear me? Welcome back to the Middleton Talk. My name is Carmelita Middleton. I'm a real person. This is a fake microphone. And let's get started. Welcome to the first ever episode of the Middleton Talk. My name is Carmelita Middleton and I'm so glad you're here today. I want to introduce myself. I want to put myself out there more. I want to tell you more about my journey. Today, we're talking about postpartum. Now, my postpartum journey was a little secluded, or a little secretive. I really didn't tell too much about my postpartum journey. I was very nervous. I actually had postpartum depression with both my girls, P and Emmeline, and I had no idea until I recently just had Oakland. So my youngest daughter is 5 months old. My oldest daughter, her name is Peyton. I'm putting a picture of her right here. She's turning 4 in July. I just can't believe it. My second daughter, Emmeline, she just turned 2 in April. And I just found out I had postpartum depression with Emmeline and Peyton when I had Oakland. And I know you're probably thinking, how did you not know? Well, it's also a little bit of a denial. I think a lot of women, moms, go through a denial phase where they know that they have postpartum, but they really don't want to talk about it, and that's with me. I was putting my life out there. I was writing blogs. I was trying to be as happy as possible, but it all hit me when I brought my daughter home and I started to see my friends. That's my husband's ex-wife. I started to see my friends go to college and post their college photos, and they were moving out of state, and I was here. I was in Texas. I stayed home. For 1 whole month we lived with my mom. I'm so grateful that we lived with my mom for that 1 month, but it was time for us to get our own place. And then when we moved to our own place, it was amazing and I was happy, but I didn't feel as if I was contributing to my husband. At the time we were moving out, he was just my fiance, and I kept feeling as if something was missing. I didn't feel like myself. I just thought maybe it's just a phase. This is just the baby phase. Ladies, it's not. You do not have to put yourself on the back burner when you have a baby, and I felt like I started to do that. I started to put myself on the back burner. I stopped brushing my hair. I stopped wearing makeup. I stopped wearing nice clothes. I mean, I will try to find a photo and I'll put it right here of like what I looked like, and you couldn't see me and say, oh, she has postpartum depression, because postpartum depression doesn't have a look. It could be anybody. No one knew. I didn't even know. Then I had my second daughter, Emmeline, and I started YouTube and we started to vlog. And I started my own business called Mama Carm Candles, and I did that for a little bit, and I started to feel like myself a little bit, because I was like, you know what, I'm contributing money. I was helping like myself. Anytime I needed something, I had it because I had a business. Anyways, then I had Oakland. 5 months ago, I had the most beautiful baby girl ever, Oakland, 5 months ago, and I did not feel sad. I did not feel as if something was missing. And I realized it is because I have a business. Me and Peyton were we weren't in a financial hole like we were when we first had P, and we were a lot more financially stable than when we had Emmeline. And I think me as a person, I had always tried to help my husband in any way that I can, and that's why I started YouTube, because I wanted to start putting my story out there. I put my story out there on Mama Carm blogs, and it's gotten so many views. I have reached every state, almost every country, and it's just amazing that people in Uganda are reading my story. So if you haven't already, that's Mama Carm blogs is right here, and I'll also put a link down in the description. And I just never talked about postpartum. My postpartum journey was really different because I didn't know. And I know you're probably thinking, how do you not know you have postpartum depression? You know, I wasn't sad all the time. There was some occasional times where I'd be crying because I was like, am I gonna give my child the life that she deserves? I'm telling you, when I realize, and I start looking back on the pictures and looking back on just how I was when I had Peyton and Emmeline, I had it. There was times where, like I said, I wasn't even brushing my hair. I cut my hair off because I didn't want to brush it. I stopped wearing makeup. I stopped brushing my teeth. I stopped taking a shower. I mean, I know you're probably like, that's disgusting, but when you have a baby, you start to put your baby in front of you. You start to do things for your baby, making sure your baby has the best clothes, making sure your baby has diapers, clean diapers. And I did. My kids always looked good. My kids were always fed. My kids were always changed. My mom always says this funny because she's always talking about, oh, Carmelita, your baby only has a little blue line. So on a diaper, it's yellow. I don't have a diaper with me. So on a diaper, it's yellow. And then when they pee or poop, it turns like bluish green. And that's when you know that you have to change your diaper. So even when it was barely blue, I'd change it because I never wanted my baby to get like any type of rash or anything like that. So that's how I am. I've always put my kids first. But then I realized, you know, when Oakland came, I started to make sure that I brushed my hair. I started to make sure I even put on just mascara. And the way I feel now is so different than the way I felt the first few months of having each baby. And I also think it's a big factor that I have my own business too. So I am the proud owner of Sparkle My Yard, and I do yard signs, and I'm so happy to do it because I get feedback from my customers and I get to make people happy, and it's just a whole different thing. And I didn't have postpartum depression this time. I felt like I was contributing to my husband. I felt as if, you know, just so many different things were happening in life, and I was able to finally financially help myself, and I guess it's just a big factor of that. But postpartum is hard. I remember, I'm not going to say the name of the person, but I remember I was going through a lot of physical changes when I first had my daughter. Come on, baby. Shut the door. I remember I was going through a lot of physical changes when I first had my first daughter, Peyton. And Peyton was about 3 weeks old, and we went to go see a family member. And I remember the family member looking at me, and she said, if you don't keep yourself up and you don't start wearing makeup, your husband will leave you. And just to sit there and remember that that person said that to me, and they were supposed to be a family member, someone very close, it made me feel so bad because they didn't know what I was going through. Then they also put a label that if I didn't wear makeup, my husband was going to leave me. I don't even have makeup on right now. I only have mascara on. I mean, I guess that's makeup, but I feel like some people in some stages of my life didn't help me in any way and actually brought me down worse. And that's the reason why I don't talk to some people today. Because, you know, I truly believe that the people that are in your corner are always going to make sure that you're happy and healthy. And the people that are like jealous and envy of you, they will definitely try to say any little thing to bring you down. And that person brought me down a lot. And even though she probably has no idea what she said, and she probably didn't even think about it, that has stuck with me forever. And that's okay. You know what? I'm still here. I'm still thriving. My husband's still here. And I know I went through a rough patch. I know that the way that I was dressing, I mean, I wasn't dressing bad. I literally was just wearing shorts and like my husband's t-shirt. This is Emmy, guys. Say hi, Emmy girl. She's my 2-year-old wild child. She has, oh, mind her, she has a little baby cold. But yeah, so mamas, if you have postpartum depression, it is not anything to be ashamed of. Go get help. Ask somebody, talk to your husband, talk to anybody. If you need to talk to me, I'm always here. Thank you so much for watching my first ever episode. I'm super excited to start doing Talking with the Middletons, and y'all have a great day.